Let's get this important discussion going now. The South African Weather Service issuing a warning for possible flooding in parts of KwaZulu-Natal this evening. Affected municipalities include uMhlathuze, Mtubatuba, the Big Five Hlabisa, Nongoma, Jozini, uPhongolo and uMhlabuyalingana. Let's get more now on the state of preparedness, and we speak to KwaZulu-Natal's Cooperative Governance Department spokesperson Siboniso Mngadi. Mr. Mngadi, good evening to you and thank you for your time. I was just looking at your media advisory here, and you are saying to communities they must seek shelter in safe places. When you say safe places, where exactly should people go, and are you monitoring that indeed those that are at high risk are moving to those safe areas?
Yeah, no, thanks very much, Claudia. Yes, our teams from the municipalities that you have just mentioned have been working on the ground since yesterday when this alert was issued by the South African Weather Services. So they understand the area very well because our disaster management centers, they operate through the municipalities. So whenever we receive such warnings, they go directly to those areas that we have already identified as high risk, because when each time it's raining, there are areas that become known for flooding. There are areas that there are houses that are built in the floodplain. So we ensure that we identify those families and we make use of our community halls or any other public facilities as safety havens for them to seek temporary shelter. But also in rural areas which were mostly affected, which are likely to be mostly affected during this time around, they also use the neighbors and the relatives also as a temporary shelter. So we also encourage that, and we have seen that happening in the past where people seek shelter to their neighbors where is it safe for them to ensure that we do not lose life whenever there is these heavy rains are hitting our province.
Yeah. At what point, Mr. Mngadi, do you take deliberate action as government to evacuate people if you see or you notice resistance?
No, we normally react very early. If I will just remind you, I think we executed very well this kind of technique in the area of Ladysmith in January, where our teams jumped to evacuate people and then they were housed in the indoor sports center, because we could see that the level of water that were flowing to the houses was going to cause a problem for them. So as it starts raining, our teams will also be on the ground monitoring the water levels that are flowing. Then transport will be provided to take those people and house them in the places that we deem safe for them to use at that particular point.
And there is some advice to motorists. What is the warning to them?
Yeah, definitely we have lost quite a number of people during December and January rains through to something that I would call is negligent driving, where some people were caught on videos driving in flooded bridges. And we've been pleading with our motorists to try and also cancel or postpone the trip when it's still raining, and also post the rains when the bridges are still flooded. We advise people not to attempt to cross those bridges. Also to the pedestrians, we always advise people not to try and attempt to cross the river whenever the water level is above your entrance, because that have also caused so many lives in our province. So our message to them is also while it's raining, please do not attempt to cross any river. We have lost quite a number of people as a province throughout the summer season.
Yeah. A level 6 warning, Mr. Mngadi, is probably one of the highest we have seen. Let's understand, let's educate the viewer. How serious is the situation when a level 6 warning for disruptive rains is issued?
No, it is very serious, as we've indicated on our media advisory, because there is a high likelihood of flooding in many areas on the roads, the public infrastructure such as electricity lines, communications and water infrastructure is at high risk also to be affected. So what we did, we activated the joint operation cluster where we work with the law enforcement agencies, we work with the emergency services to be on standby that will also be monitoring the situation and be able to respond whenever there will be a need to do so. So when the message to our people is also to adhere to these warnings, because the likelihood is very high that these heavy rains will hit this part of the province that have been mentioned, and there is likelihood that there will be disasters that will be caused by such rains.
Siboniso Mngadi is with the Department of Cooperative Governance in KwaZulu-Natal, a spokesperson there. Thank you very much for your time and that timely warning. These are the early warning systems that we must adhere to, and so please be advised and take the necessary precautions.